Hello again. Welcome to the chapter 5 of the TDD in Spring Boot series. In the last video, we implemented some service test, business logic test. So, the successful case we implemented, and we need to implement some edge cases like what will happen when we get null as a parameter to our method, or an empty string. These cases must be handled. So when you are writing code, you must think about the edge cases in your functions. Let's implement that. Let's see what happens. So I'm thinking about what will happen if we will take a parameter as null. So test hello name provided as null. So in this test method we will give a name null. Let's try to do this way. See what happens. So I will use null as a name. Okay, let's run this test. So as you see, this test is a pass, but I didn't handle a null case. When you examine the solution of the method hello from hello service, when you give null to this to here, you will not a satisfactory answer from our method. So we need to implement the null cases for that. For that purpose, I will make some arrangement. So if name is null, or name equals this, in this case you see a name attribute is not given as a parameter to the hello method. So when this case happens, we need to cover this with a message to the client. We need to cover this with a message to the client. Also, we can do that in the controller layer as a validation. So but in this project I didn't do that. Maybe in the later sections we will add that. Okay, so let's use that. We will throw a new exception, a custom exception that I will name not provided exception. Not provided exception is an exception that I made up. I made up. So service, not service, is an exception package. Okay. So this exception package, it has a OLARX constructor. It has an OLARX constructor. It has a no. It doesn't have. Okay, let's see what will the constructor look like. String message. We will have a message of this exception. So, and this exception would have a constructor. Okay, this way we have a constructor and also we have a getter. Okay, Lombok. I intended for you to see the constructor and super keyword. It's preferable to use Alarx constructor or not. So a message name not provided. Okay. A message is a message, so expected 2 arguments. What are these 2 arguments? So I expect 1 argument, and I will give the message as to the throwables constructor. So we will add this exception to the method, and for now, if we you can see that here it's an error because we need to add the exception to the signature of the test method, so we did that, and in the hello service test also we need to add that, and we're adding that again and running this test again. So okay, all right, let's add that. We will take care of it again later, and let's run this test again. When we run this test, I assume that I need to have a failed test, as I did right now. We need to have the assertion based on the exception, so we will give null to the method itself, and we will assert that it throws the name not provided exception, and we can use the lambda function here service dot hello name. Okay, not name but null. Give null as a parameter, so delete that. It's a one line of test. Okay, as you see here, when we run this test, it will be a successful test. Okay, as you see that we made this test successful, and the second test is I'll copy that. Okay, provided as string, the string. Okay, when we give an empty string, since the method will not give a meaningful answer hello empty string, it's not a meaningful message to the client, so we need to cover that, and I covered it here in my method, and this is the business logic of our hello service, actually hello application. Now okay, if we run this test, I think we will pass that too. Okay, it's passing. So as you see, we covered the unsuccessful cases, the failed cases, or the edge cases. We covered that. It's so important that you need to cover the edge cases to reduce the bugs or defects or failures in the next phases of the project. So it's so important to be careful about that. So for this video, I think that's enough too. We covered the cases that we need to handle, and we finalized finalized our service layer test, and we can add some unsuccessful cases to our controller test to see the big picture as a whole. So we will do that in the next video, and see you later. Take care of yourself.